everyone, welcome to the Ripples family and thank you so much for being here. My name is Benedicta and in today's video we are going to discuss how to look out for protein overload and how to combat it. Let's get right into the video. Our hair shaft consists of keratin proteins, lipids, water and other binding materials. Generally, for our natural hair to thrive, we need a good balance of protein and moisture. Although our natural hair is at its weakest when it's wet, hair that is well balanced is not able to break easily when it's wet. It feels really soft, it has a lot of bounce and movement to it, it's supple, and it has a natural sheen or shine. So in developing a natural hair regimen, we try to incorporate protein and moisture treatments. And sometimes for the protein products that we use, we normally see hair repair, hair strengthening, hair reconstructors indicated on the product packaging. So whenever you see any of these indicated on the product packaging, it's most likely a protein product. The repeated use of these products without having a good moisture regimen in place may lead to hair that is protein overload. So hair that is protein overload is simply moisture deficient. For such type of hair, these are the various characteristics that you have to look out for. The first one, it's so dry. The hair is very dry. Even when you try to wet it, it takes a really long time to wet the hair. It's dry, it's brittle, it's very rough to touch, and it also tangles easily at the touch of water. It tangles really fast. So your hair begins to show all these signs that it previously didn't used to. You need to look out for these signs. You need to listen to your hair very well. Another thing is that it breaks easily. It snaps into little pieces, and usually these snapping is quite audible sometimes when you are handling your hair. So it easily breaks, it tangles easily, it is dry, it is brittle, it doesn't have a natural shine or sheen to the hair. So these are the signs that you look out for when identifying protein overload hair or moisture deficient hair. So when we use these protein products, they bind onto the cuticles and cortex of our hair in order to strengthen it. So the repeated use of this means that anytime you use the protein product, it's going to bind onto your hair cuticle, it's going to bind onto your cortex in the process of strengthening it, and it's going to reduce the elasticity of your hair because of the lack of moisture in there, and that is what leads to the breakage. So as an example, I'll be sharing our experience with protein overload and what we did to combat it. A little over 6 years ago, my daughter's hair was thriving, flourishing. It was really long, way down her back. It was waist length by that time. Before then, we were just using moisturizing products, moisturizing deep conditioning routines. And as I learned more about our hair on various platforms, I decided to introduce protein products to her hair, to be specific, protein deep conditioners. And I thought back then that the heavier, the better. But I was wrong. Because my hair could easily handle protein products, I was using ORS hair mayonnaise. And that is one of the heaviest types of protein products you can have. Back then, I had a good balance of protein and moisture routine. So on one wash day, I'll be using moisturizing deep treatments, and then the other, I'll use protein deep treatments, and I washed my hair back then every 2 weeks. So when the time was due for me to introduce protein deep treatments on my daughter's hair, I decided to go it the strongest way. Introduce my ORS hair mayonnaise on her hair. I applied the product to her hair. It didn't feel really soft. It was becoming very tangly. as I applied it, but I thought maybe that was her first protein treatment, so it should be expected, but I was wrong. After the application, I covered her hair with a shower cap, allowed it to stay on her hair for about 30 to 40 minutes before rinsing it out. And in the process of washing her hair felt really dry, very brittle, and very tangly. So I was really perplexed about it. I didn't understand why this was happening. I rinsed out the deep conditioner and her hair felt totally different. I then made some research. I referred back to my book, of course. I checked out on YouTube, just looking out for the signs that I had observed that day. And I noticed that the signs were leading to protein overload. But this was quite surprising because that was her first application. And it wasn't only protein overload that I discovered in my research. I also discovered that my daughter's hair was protein sensitive. So even though we require protein treatments on her hair, we do not have to use the heavy types of protein on her hair because it's going to cause protein overload and eventually an extensive amount of breakage on her hair. One may say that I have never used protein treatments on my hair, or I do not use heavy protein treatments on my hair, but then I'm experiencing the characteristics of protein overload here. And yes, you may not have used heavy protein treatments on your hair, but you should look out for leave-in conditioners you use, the moisturizing products that you use. Some may have a good amount of protein in there, and the repeated use of these products without incorporating a good moisturizing deep treatment may gradually lead to protein overload. Because the protein products we use binds onto the hair cuticles and cortex in order to strengthen it, it is quite difficult to correct this kind of hair damage. However, care must be taken to develop quickly a regimen that will combat this. So how do we combat protein overload? It's simple. Protein overload hair is hair that is moisture deficient. The first way to combat this is internally. Drink a lot of water. Drink a lot of water. It's as simple as that. Secondly, we need to incorporate a moisturizing deep treatment as well as a moisturizing routine in between our wash days. For us back then, I immediately started co-washing her hair. We use the herbal essences Hello Hydration to co-wash her hair every day. What is co-wash? It's simply using a conditioner to wash your hair. So on every single day for about 5 to 6 days, we washed her hair with only the conditioner. And right after washing it, I moisturized it with the Kinky Kelly Not Today leave-in conditioner, which is also moisturizing, and then I sealed in the moisture with olive oil. So that was all I did. I repeatedly did this for I think 6 days, and then I saw a tremendous change in her hair. After 6 days, I used a moisturizing shampoo to wash her hair, and then I gave her a moisturizing deep treatment. I used the Kinky Kelly Not Today Hydrating Deep Treatment for that. I noticed that her hair changed dramatically in the course of 1 week, and that was how we were able to combat it. Back then, she was a little child. Although her hair was long and thick, it was easily manageable, so I could take care of washing her hair every single day with a conditioner. But if your lifestyle does not permit you having to wash your hair every day with a conditioner, you can do it every other day, and then in between the wash days, you can moisturize your hair a lot with water. and then apply any leave-in conditioner that is moisturizing, and then you can seal in with any oil of your choice. It's important not to use heavy butters during that time because we are just using conditioner to wash our hair. So using just light oils to seal in the moisture should be enough. So I have a list of moisturizing deep conditioners that we have used over the years. There are a lot of others on the market, but those that we have experience with so far are the Herbal Essences Hello Hydration. We've also used the Giovanni Smooth as Silk Deeper Moisture Conditioner. We've also used this, I have personally had experience with it, the Elasta QP DPR 11 Deep Penetrating Conditioner. It's truly hydrating. And of course the Kinky Kelly Not Today Deep Hydrating Treatment. And finally, last but not the least, the Aussie Moist Conditioner. It's truly hydrating. So for our protein sensitive naturals, I have you covered. It is important to use light protein treatments on your hair. You need to increase the length of time you would incorporate or use your protein treatment. So for my daughter, we use protein treatments once every 5 to 6 weeks, or we increase the frequency when there is the need for it. So please do pay much attention to the needs of your hair. Always listen to how your hair feels, and it will go a long way to help you. So if you are protein sensitive, you can of course use the ORS replenishing conditioner, not the ORS hair mayonnaise, but the ORS replenishing conditioner. That is the type we have been using over the years for well over 6 years now. Since we had the experience with the hair mayonnaise, we found out about the ORS replenishing conditioner, and it's been working fantastic. You can also use the Mane and Tail Original Conditioner. You can use the Vital Pro Super Conditioner. It's also a light protein treatment. And you can have a try with the Garnier Fructis Length and Strength Conditioner. So these are all examples of light protein treatments which you can incorporate into your regimen. But the important thing to note is the length of time you introduce this or you use this. This will be a little bit longer than those whose hair can easily handle the protein treatment. Although we combat protein overload with moisture treatment, we must pay attention to our hair to identify when it comes back to a good balance of protein moisture, and then gradually introduce moisture treatments back into our regimen. If we do not do this, we are going to experience what is called moisture overload. And that is another topic for another day. But just a sign to look out for is that your hair really stretches out very, very, very long before it breaks. So it's quite difficult to get a good balance, but then if you have a regimen in place that works, please stick to it, and at the same time pay attention to your hair. Pay attention to your hair. You can never go wrong with finding a regimen that works. It's quite difficult, but then we need to be flexible enough to change certain things when they are not working, and if they are, why not? You don't change a winning team, you know, you just stick to it. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and also click on the like button, the notification bell as well, so that you get notified whenever new videos are uploaded. Until I come your way again in the next one, know that you are a rebel and know that you are precious. See you in the next one. Bye.